right. Hi, and welcome back to another live stream. Today we are going to be working in my Builders Guild world, and we are going to hopefully be finishing laying out my vineyard. So if we look down over here, you can see I've already started some of the vineyard. So let me drop down so you guys can see it better. Whee! Obviously I'm creative, otherwise that would have killed me. So I'm using mangrove leaves, with some resin to make the berries, and some spruce fence and a spruce trapdoor for the trellises. So these are going to be my orange wine. So if we come over to this area here, so I figured this area here, parts of it, I'm not going to fill all of it, and I know it's a bit kind of pale looking because we're in the savannah, but I'm going to replace the pale grass with some moss. We're going to be adding a different type of berries here for the process, and then back here we're also going to be adding some different berries. The goal is to get the vineyard, I always keep vineyard, finished tonight. I'm not sure we're going to do that, but we can give it a shot. If you hear a weird noise in the background, my bunny has decided this would be a good time to binge drink. She always does that. Thank you, Oscar. Has water all day long, but no. We have to guzzle when I'm streaming or recording. I'm just clearing these areas out. Probably should have done this last night, but I was a little bit tired. I do apologize for starting late. I did have a minor issue I had to take care of, which thankfully was very easy. So yeah. So every once in a while I do have a problem with the way the water doesn't flow out like that. I don't know why. Or I forget where I placed it down. See, I'm just going to clear out swaths at a time, if it lets me. Prefer doing it this way because it's a lot quicker. I have no idea why it doesn't always let me do that. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's okay, that my fan is on. Like, I had placed an order on Amazon, and it never got shipped. And just nothing. The label was created, but nobody ever ordered it for it to be picked up for UPS. And then for some reason I was having trouble. Normally I just, tap the return thing, or there's a problem with my order on the Kindle and everything goes through. For some strange reason, it wasn't doing that. It was just like saying, oh, talk to customer service. Okay. I go to talk to customer service and it wasn't letting me into the chat. Just now went on my computer, went right through without a problem. So I don't know. I even tried Amazon's app and yeah. Don't really know. It was just really weird. But you know, as I said, never really had a problem with Amazon not fixing stuff. It was just, as I said, really weird. This is the first time I really had a lot of trouble. Do want to clear a bit more because, as I said, I kind of want to go as fast as I can. So I'm happy it got resolved. I'll just have to remember in the future. Don't use your Kindle to do it. And don't use the app, just go right to your computer. Because like I said, in under 5 minutes, everything was resolved. So to give you guys a quick overview, over there's our chalet. Over there's our wine shop. And that kind of castle looking thing is our tower where they make the wine. And that was so hard to build. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we're going to extend this vineyard over into here. Wasn't originally the plan, but I kind of want this the mounds to be natural separation of the different vineyards. I saw something move over there. Go lay down. No, you can't. You can't come up. I'm sorry, puppy. Yeah, like I said, where did he go? You can lay down there, baby. Benson has a habit of trying to lay on my computer wire, and I don't like that. Because he has a very bad habit of jumping up quickly, and I don't want my laptop to go flying. That would not be good for everybody involved. Where did he go? Good boy. Oh dear. Does anybody else constantly make holes when they're manually trying to remove grass, or is it just me? So yeah, just gonna kind of... Five. So this is going to be for our orange wine. And I leave a space between them. I was originally going to leave green grass in between them all. But now I'm thinking about it, I think I'm just going to do the packed mud all through there. And just leave little bits of area that have green. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. And as I said, the areas that are going to be grass, I'm going to switch over to the moss because I think the moss doesn't, change color by the biome. I think it'll be a lush green. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to look nice for. Because you want to look like have it that the land is watered. you'll see there are times that I am going to move with the lay of the land and make some corrections. Just make it a little easier. That one's only 4. Oh no, we don't want that moss there because we're not really going to see it. So I'm going to leave this because we do have those 2 gaps and I don't. I just don't think that'd look good. So the middle where I put in the dirt, that is where our our vines are going to go. I think that's what they're called. And it says we're going to stop right about there. Okay, so let's come back over here and we'll start here. I'm trying to leave some grass by the fence just to add a bit of a buffer. And obviously, in certain areas, I am going to have gaps in the vineyard. I don't know why I keep saying that. And so I'm going to add some, I'll come back later and add some decorations. A fine example of this is over here by the wine shop. I mean, I have too much empty space and got a rogue sheep there. Don't know what that sheep's doing there. So one of the other wines I'm going to have is going to be glowberries. And that I'm thinking about using an azalea, flowering azalea to hang it off of and kind of making a little arbor for it. And then we're going to use the regular berries. I always want to call them sticky berries. And those I'm just going to kind of make like a little bunch of little pots for. Right, so this one's going to be a bit tricky. So we're going to, okay. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I said, I don't think they're really going to be in perfect rows, and that's fine. Okay, no, get in the hole. Oops, that's too far away. I'll just knock that one out back a bit so they can get to the back. So come over here. If you look, we might be able to squeeze one in here. And we'll do a small one here. Literally a small one because it's only going to be like one on there. No, it's not going to work. Oops. Forgot to patch these in. keep forgetting that I can easily check it just by going into free cam. So I do have another big build coming up. So yeah, I'm going to be there again. You know me, I love to make secret labs. And the grass is filling in my dirt. Lovely. Did I put in the wrong dirt, maybe? Or am I just taking too long to fill it in? Oh, excuse me. Probably taking too long to fill it in. Oops, sorry, I forgot to talk again. But yeah. As I said in one of my videos, this is one of the biggest builds I have ever done. I know I said that about the fairy house, but this makes the fairy house look tiny in comparison. It was struggle to figure out how to get the vineyard in. I mean, I know what I want. I know what I want it to look like in my head, but getting it from my head into the game is two different things. Okay, so we're going to bounce over here. I want to leave nice little neat rows. Sorry if you heard that. Okay. Oh, I messed that up. That was Amazon letting know my refund came through. Yay! Problem solved. Well, not totally solved. I need to order more bedding for my bunny. Because I am officially out. One of the few times I didn't order till I was out. I don't usually do that. So as I said, in some areas later on, I'm going to go back and add trees, probably the acacia trees, because that's what fits best with this biome. And, okay, as I said, the dirt disappeared. I don't know why. So here is our little, make these a little bit bigger. Vines. I like to do 3. And we just put the little arbor on top. And I just randomly splat the berries on it. And some on the ground. You know, you got birds and stuff that, I'm sure, pull the berries off and some just fall to the ground. Now, do they pick them off the ground and throw them in to make the wine? That I don't know. Oops. I hope not. That would be yucky. So, yeah. So, yeah. After I get done this or get close to finishing this build, I think our next build is going to be, for this world, a scientific laboratory. Now, they keep disappearing. Why? Oh, rooted dirt. That's why. Ah. Rooted dirt. Dang it. I'm not going to run around and replace them all. And we'll just replace them as we get to building our trellises. And I know some of the trellises I have going one direction, some I have going the other. Like here, I want it all going the same direction, just because I think it looks neater. So as I said, the next group, the group we're going to be doing over here, is going to be the glowberries. And I'm going to use the flowering azalea and kind of make a different type of trellis for it. Just think it'd be a nice contrast to have some flowers on it. This way to kind of show that the plants are in different stages. And I lost my resin. I don't feel like, I know it's silly, but I don't feel like going back and adding a resin by hand by searching for it. Hope I'm not putting the same patterns on. I'm just trying to randomly slash it on. And some I won't do as much. Just to give it some variety. Up we go. Ah! Wrong spot. Wrong spot. I do have my second monitor up and running tonight. So if you want to pop into the chat and say hi, go for it. Oops. You're going to hear a lot of that too tonight. I do a lot of oopses. Not that much longer and I gotta go back to work. I much rather stay make a living making Minecraft videos, but that's not feasible. Ooh, excuse me, that's not feasible right now. Right now my hand's getting a little irritated. I have a habit of laying my wrist down on my laptop. And I kind of rub it. So I have a glove that I put on just over the wrist, just to make it feel a bit better. Okay. This way it doesn't get sores. But yeah, so I gotta go back to work soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my job, but it's also very nice not having to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. or 7:30, whichever, or 7 o'clock, whichever they want me to start this year. It's fun. I really haven't been going to bed till 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes. Bad, I know. So we're going to come back. I'm just going to start here just to make it a little bit easier on myself. Oh, I think I set it too high of a task to finish the vineyard tonight. Looking at it now. We'll break it into like another video if that happens. Don't know what happened this week, but my OBS did not record like I thought it was. So I didn't put out 2 regular videos this week. I ended up putting out 2 shorts. So yeah. Next week should hopefully be back to videos. I mean, shorts are okay, but they're not really my thing. I may start doing them to boost the channel a little bit. Just doing short, quick, like Minecraft tips that we all can do. If you want to check them out, I did 2 that dealt with the build over there. Just very minor details, but stuff I thought was cool. But now I think about it, the other sections of the vineyard might go quicker because I'm not having to do all the steps of adding the berries. So maybe I wasn't crazy thinking we could knock this off tonight. As I said, we'll just take it at our own pace. June was my 1-year YouTube anniversary for really making YouTube videos seriously. Haven't had the best of luck with Twitch. Sometimes I just get burnt out. Because it's very hard for me to get on here and just talk. I'm never sure what to talk about. I get concentrating on my builds, and then I forget to talk, and then I just get really upset about that. So I'm like, oh great, I have people watching and I'm not saying a word. And sometimes I get interrupted by my dog, which is happening right now because he wants to go out. Oh my gosh. So you guys excuse me 1 second, and oh yeah, my OBS settings aren't working now, so. So yes, I'll be right back, everybody. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry if you heard that weird noise on the way out. Benson is Benson, and he likes to toot a lot. I can never understand how such a small dog can be so gassy. Sorry, buddy. But you outstink a 125-pound chocolate lab. And he had a sensitive stomach. Ah, gotta love dogs. They do make life interesting. Oops. I always end up breaking something. So for my other build, or my other vineyard, I'm just going to put the berries in like little pots. And I figured with them being smaller, it might be better to have them closer to the winery. I was going to have an underground storage, but I figured that was a bit redundant, considering I built the underground storage into the winery over there. I made 3 gigantic tanks with a pipe system that puts that stores the wine. Did I forget to? Oh, this one we were going to leave barrelless. That puts the that pumps the wine from the main tanks into 3 storage tanks. Kind of happy how that came out. I wasn't sure it was something I could do, and then I figured, you know what? It's going to be kind of silly to have another area where there's smaller barrels for storage. I mean, because I'm just going to take the barrels, fill it up, and take it to wherever they need to go. They themselves aren't going to really need small barrels for storage. Okay. Yay, so we have 1 vineyard done. And we're going to go and start the second one. So let me grab my water bucket. As you can see, I did mud bricks and packed mud leading up to the winery. You know, you need a kind of a nice... Oh, I forgot this section. Oh dear. What I was just saying over there, you need a nice little pathway for the wagons to go. Good thing I looked over here. Oh, Lord. I live near a highway, and when the weather's nice, and it's a weekend, all you hear is them racing up and down the highway. It's like, come on, people. It's not your personalized racetrack. I know you people have heard me complain about this before. I mean, they were once, and it's a road I drive to work. And there were some nights I'd be coming home this late. And they were literally one night drag racing on it. Now, what you don't know about this road is it's pitch black. And it leads down a curvy mountain road. Yeah, not good, people. Not good. Well, let's use our brain a bit. As I love the people, let them just have fun. It's like, yeah, they're having fun until they kill somebody. you know what? Then it's not fun anymore. Particularly that night, they had 60 cars competing in the drag racing. Yeah. Oh well. Let's get back to the fun stuff. I know people are going to call me old because I'm completing. But you know, I just want people to be safe. Now there'll be time. Oh, I made a pretty river path. It's not what I was going for, but hey. So I don't know why it gets to the edge, it won't clear it out. I like what it does here. Just a nice swath cleaned. And then you get here and just does one little river. Could it have something to do with the tall grass? Okay, I didn't realize this area was this steep and bumpy. Just gonna fill this in. And I think we're gonna make another little waterway. Into there. I like to have natural springs, so that's woohoo. I'm stuck in the river. Oh, I meant to. Dang it. I meant to fill it from the bottom so I wouldn't have that problem. Stupid, stupid, stupid. All right, take two. Take two. Remember, so let's see. Let's start at, oh my goodness, looks like it's going to rain in the game. Okay, so that's nice how it's flowing down. go. We have a nice little spring going. Did I break the wrong block? I will probably come back and put some water plants around there. Something just growled at me. Shouldn't have any zombies in this area. That was still creepy sounding. Let's try this in the center here. Nope, that idea didn't work. Just making sure down there cleared of water. It's like, oh no, what did I do? So just getting rid of a few stragglers. I mean, that's one way to get rid of them, by taking away the whole clump of grass, but that's not what I want to do. So this, I'm going to put some of the vineyard here, but probably going to leave this area clear. Or maybe we'll put a tree there. Okay, so for now, we're just going to work on this area. And then we'll worry about this area over here. As I said, this area by the water is going to be probably very natural and very lush and green. Probably put a tree there. And definitely, as I said, some water plants. All right, so let's change out our leaves, our trapdoor. We don't need the resin anymore. So I do want to do oak. So I do want an oak trap door. And let me just get my blocks organized. If I come down here, I should have a spruce oak fence, but I want a specific one. I want a stripped one. I think that will go very nice with the trapdoor. And then we're going to come here and grab the flowering azalea. We're going to do a similar layout once I get my bearings. Yes, I got lost there. To the unit over there. I am going to leave this path green. Actually, no, let's not. Let's do right up to the curb. One, two, three, four, and wasn't going to do it that close to the edge, but you know what? We're going to do it this time. Oops. So now I just thought of something because I forgot the glowberries. Okay, so what I had thought originally was I was going to put like the fence coming around it like this. And actually not really use a trapdoor. Let's see what that looks like. Because I like the being able to see the leaves. So yeah, we're gonna do away with the oak trapdoor. And we're gonna grab some glowberries. Thinking we also need bone meal to make actual berries on them. So I'll also grab some bone meal. Now to get them to pop up, I am going to have to dig down into the ground. And they will not attach to the azaleas. Dang it. Okay, so let's try another. Actually, hold on. Can we do the twisting vine? See how that looks. Ugh, I don't like it. I'm racking my brain now because I know there's got to be a workaround. So let's grab the dirt again. We're going to keep this. Oh, now I'm stuck. Do something like that and see how it looks too weird. Okay, the other option. No, because I really want to use the glowberries. Okay. As I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We're going to use a barrier. And we're definitely going to go back and get that oak trap door. We'll put it where the moss is. Not you. Okay, I like where it's going, but we're going to change our fence to the dark oak. Just so we can hide the barrier better. I mean, I could make them into trees, but then I'd have to do away with the glowberries, and I really want to use the glowberries. Let's take a look and see. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Do they grow off of moss? Oops. Go back to your character, Luna. It helps. Ugh. Because that may help. They do. Okay. Going back to the oak. And this way we can keep the dark oak for the trapdoors for the berries. The sticky berries. So happy I happened to remember that they do grow on. I'm going to make them a little bit taller than the other ones, just so we get some more heights. You can see the berries more. Oops, not that. No, let's do the oak trapdoors. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. This is where I missed the axiom mod. Because it gave me so many workarounds. Oh well. Nope, gotta use the bone meal there. We'll make it like an arbor. I think we're gonna leave the ends open. I do like the color that brings. One, two, three. We went 4 high. 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, looks like we went 4 high. I was originally going to make this whole section trees, but I really love the glowberries. I'm like, I got to include them somehow. So, yeah. What is hissing at me? You know what? I like it without the oak blocks, I think. Should, oh, we definitely don't want to put that up there. I think anything else is just going to make it too busy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. No idea. No idea whatsoever. I'll just have a spooky winery. I didn't think there was any underground cave here. But I guess there was. So I'm just going to kind of go and fill out get the layout done first. And we'll come back in and we'll add the berries. I just sometimes change that up because it keeps my brain fresh and my eye is itching. Oy. Would have expected this last night, not tonight. I like to make bookmarks and buttons and handmade cards. And I made a little shop and I tried to sell them outside of my house the other day. Didn't sell anything, but there again, it's my first time really trying, so I don't think the community really knows I'm there yet. I've got to do a bit more advertising. But it's something I plan to do as long as the weather holds out. Every 2 weeks. So about twice a month. You know, don't want to annoy the neighbors too much. Although my neighbors are pretty cool. They're pretty laid back. Not much upsets them. But I mean, I do love people. You can tell they came out, or at least were driving by and decided to look. But they never get out of the car. As I say, they did drive-bys. They stopped, they looked from the car, and then like took off again. And that frustrates me a little bit because you really can't see the quality of the work if you're just looking from the car. You know? Yeah, like let's not do that. Let's actually get out and take a look, please. So we did decide we were going to start right on the edge. So this one we're obviously going to shorten. It's like, yeah, they looked from the car and then took off again. It's like, okay. I would do better if I was on a busier street, but you work with what you got. I mean, I would do like local craft fairs and stuff like that, but they're so expensive. It's like $75. It's like $75 and you have to supply the table and the awning. And then like you're regulated to how, well, understandably, how big of a table you can have. Now there's one I would love to, sorry, I got counting again, to go to. Because it's only 20, and it's a fundraiser for our local fire department. And they're like, and it's only like $20. But it doesn't seem that well organized. You know, I sent out a question to them on Facebook when they were advertising for vendors and nobody answered. I mean, someone goes, well, you just pay when you get there. Somebody will come around. Well, good. Who's going to be the person coming around to take payment? Because the one time we were there, somebody was actually scamming them. Because they came around and said, oh, well, we needed a payment for the booth. And they're like, we already paid the person for. And they're like, well, no, you didn't, because we are. And I was like, we kind of just got up and got out of there really quick. Like, there is no good way this is going to end. So I'm going to keep all these the same height. I always want to, but I'll just put, like, you know, some will have berries and some will. Yeah, so that, don't know how that turned out. But it's like, you know, give me a fighting chance. And then my town does do a handmade market. But I'm kind of annoyed with them because they're like, oh, well, they may not necessarily consider what I do handmade. It's very finicky. They had like a rule, if anything was done with the computer, it wasn't handmade. And as I told them the one time, and a couple people have told them, you know, and it's just frustrating because they're like, well, no, you just push a button and everything's done for you. And it's like, that's not how it works. Because I wanted to sell some of my photography prints, and I do a lot of photo manipulation. And they're like, well, that's not handmade. And it's just like, I'm the one that took the pictures. I'm the one that modeled the picture for them pictures. I said, or in the case of it being a photo manipulation, if I'm not in it, I went out, actually worked to find the images that I wanted to use. And I said, and then takes a long time to come. I'm kind of rambling now, aren't I? But anyway, they don't think photo manipulation or actually photography is handmade work. And it's just really frustrating. I mean, and this was long before AI. And now I'm definitely sure I won't get in because they'll be like, oh, you did all that using AI. It's like, no. Now I'm not anti-AI. Uh, can it be misused? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think in some ways it's leveled the playing field for people like me who do not have access to a couple $1,000s to do a photo shoot. And I think that scares the professionals. Because I asked one the one time, because he was claiming AI was taking jobs, and he is not wrong. It has made a lot of things a lot more accessible to people, which I don't think necessarily is a bad thing. Clump, 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 clump. But as I asked him, I said, are you upset because they're actually taking your jobs, or are you upset that it has now leveled the playing field? He never answered me, which tells me you're upset that it's leveled the playing field. Because, he's like, oh, people will be able to do studio shots and they don't have a studio. And it's like, well, I'm up to the level of my photography where I really need a studio. But yeah, I cannot afford one. So that's not going to happen. And with the thing with the photography lights, you need to have a very big area to get the nice lighting effects. I mean, some people will say I'm wrong, but you also need a place to store all the stuff. I have neither. Now, should they be entering AI in actual photography classes? Contest? I said absolutely not. That's just as far as I'm concerned, that is cheating. Now it's an interesting point that someone put it out. Is it still considered AI if they take a bunch of, say, like AI resources, like let's say a horse, and then they take a rhino horn, and then they add wings, get some sort of wings, and add it to the horse and kind of make like a, I don't know, futuristic unicorn? Then I would have to say no. It's, yes, the image, that it was really no longer AI because the human hand touched it. They had to sit there and combine and do all the lighting and stuff. Now, at the same time, these people that are complaining about AI, keep trying to put berries on it, these are the same people that are actually using it. Oh, cool, my house looks so cool. Not my house. Look how cool that looks from the chalet. That is awesome looking. Love how the lighting is coming through at that time. Okay, now that I've totally gotten distracted. As I said, something like that, if you use them and then you combine them by hand. Okay, I know what I was thinking. Like Photoshop has come out now with a bunch of AI resources, background removal. They even now have it, and I haven't used it yet. The thing that generates it to make the lighting even between separate images, which is something you used to do by hand. And a lot of these people that are condemning AI are sitting there praising this and how much faster it makes their work. And it's like, double standards? Because as far as I'm concerned, you can't condemn AI for taking your job and then be like, oh my gosh, it's making my job so much easier. As I said, I'm sure I'll get flack for that. But they're also the same people that, complain about AI, but then they praise, and then they talk about how they used to self-checkout an ATM. It's like, you're still doing the same thing. What you're complaining that people are doing for you, taking your job, you're going through and taking your other people's jobs away from them. But all right, that rant's over. Oh boy. Maybe we'll expand it a little bit over here. But I love my Minecrafts. I can come here and relax and just have a good time. And there's nobody here to bother me. Well, maybe the dog. Whenever I play Minecraft, he always wants cuddles. And I love giving him cuddles, but sometimes he's very demanding. He doesn't care right now. He's asleep on the couch. The bunny, on the other hand, is causing a lot of trouble. To make a noise. Okay, so. What the heck was that? Oh boy. Whoops. I'm scared. They're right. I think Minecraft was meant to be a horror game. Especially with those Endermen. Those things are creepy. It's a witch. Where is that witch? I just heard her laugh. That is weird. I mean, I know I have one over there in that house. I wonder how my copper golem's doing. Oh, oop, can't bone meal dirt. We'll do a couple more of these and then we'll take a break and go check on my copper golem. I do not have the new update installed. The copper golem is added by a mod. Nice mobs, I think it's called. And he just acts very similar to the iron golem. Except I don't think he is right now because I have him tied up so he can't escape. Okay. Well, that is kind of looking really pretty. Alright, so. Do I have my elytra on? Yes, I do. I just need a rocket. As I said, we'll take a quick trip and see how my little iron golem's doing. Hey, how are you escaping there, Oreo? And why do I have this block here? Oh, he's still here. Hi, buddy! I gave my copper golem a copper forge to play with. Oops. And let's see, real quick, let's get my horse back inside. I don't want my poor guy getting wet. Oh, he's stuck. Okay, come on. Come here. Okay, I think I have it worked out now. Hi, peekaboo. You stay there. Probably I had an Enderman sneak over and looking so pretty. Now it's going to look a lot prettier because what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to decide. Oh, there's the wandering trader. Ha ha ha! He can't get in right now. Oh, my neck just cracked. So what I'm thinking about doing is just, I said, adding fill in all this green area with pack mud and certain areas that are naturally left open. Just adding some sort of nature, whether like this area, let me, hi again. If I come over here, like this area here, I may like just put a big tree in. I'll tell you how many trees I took out. Hint, it was a lot. But I do like the contrast the two areas are making right now. I like the sound of the mud bricks. Clop, 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 clop. Reminds me of a horse wearing shoes. Maybe I should bring this Oreo over for some ASMR. ASMR hoof clops. That'd be fun. Okay. I think it's funny how we are in, I think, the savannah. It doesn't rain in the savannah. We just get very dark, oh, itchy. Very dark clouds. And what is that over there? Oh, it's either sugar cane or bamboo. And I've got a pig. He might have to get chased out. Maybe I can fly him out. Oopsies. Maybe I can fly him out. Keep trying to add the berries, using berries. That doesn't work. That one I'm just going to leave blank. All right. Oh, I'm not in the hole. Okay, so we're going to come over here. As I said, this area here. I think it would be too hard for them out, even though they'll be walking. Like up in here, I'm going to leave natural. And this path here, I'm going to add some of the glowberries too, as well as up here. So it's time to get that water bucket and get clearing again. Hopefully we can do it a lot quicker. Well, that's a trick to remember. Put it on top of the tall grass. And it really does a good job of clearing out. Particularly when you make a hole. very good lesson to remember. Still find it a bit easier to do the edges. Oh boy. Looking at it just seems like an awful lot of grass to clear. I have to remember it's a lot easier to do it with the water than it is with the by hand. And now that I found this trick, put it on top of the grass, not just on the grass block. I think that's going to make things so much quicker. Some of the edges I'm not going to worry about because I do want to keep it natural. Excuse me. Okay, let's put that water here on this one. Oops, of course it helps if I don't misclick. Look at that, I made a gigantic waterfall. That works beautifully. Well, some zombie is burning up. Just quickly edge this. Not like that, though. Probably should wait and just edge once I go and start to add in the little trellises. Oh, that fencing couldn't do anything. Didn't mean to double the water there. Like how some of the grass, it just goes around. It's like, bye, have a nice time. Oh dear, I keep forgetting if I don't interact with my Kindle, it goes into sleep mode. And there used to be a way to turn that off permanently, or at least till I was done doing something like this, and they took that option away. Why? I don't know. But looks like I'll be extending my orange field. Now that I've cleared it out and can see a bit better. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Or I can leave this area as a natural, which I think I'll do, and just extend, like stay in this line. I don't know. No, because I was going to put the wild berries. Okay, okay, I see. I'm getting the vision back. Over here, we may extend the orange grove. Or vineyard. A little bit. I'm just cleaning it up real quick. Just quickly clear this up. We're going to keep the tree there. As I said, over here, we're going to keep it wild. We'll probably put a couple. We could probably squeeze one in here. And then we'll start reintroducing them over here. Gosh. I saw something out of the corner of my eye and I about jumped through the roof. So, I have a very weird way of keeping time when I do these streams because I lose track of time. Even with the clock set and be like, okay. So I really tell time by what TV show's on, even though I have it muted. But yeah, I can't even describe what I thought I saw, but it was just like, oh boy. That was scary. Oh no, I broke my my mud bricks. I'm just gonna leave. I wonder if I shouldn't raise up this river. And that's probably where I'm getting my creepy noises from. Or not. Come on. Oh, come on. We can get out here. We got in here, we can get out. Does closing it up like that leave us open to creatures coming in? Ooh. I hope not. There we go. That's like another place they can get water from. So if I have a couple little plants here, I'm just going to take them out by hand. And I think a lot of this area... Oops, sorry, didn't mean to... Oh, let's raise this water level up a bit too. I think once we get back in here, a lot of this is going to be not grass anymore, but moss. So yeah. And let's... Okay. So let's go back to where we had our orange grove. And let's see if we bounce off. Can I do something like this? And let's see. Well, we don't need you. Don't need you right now. So I'm just picking like fences or items I don't really need. Just to select the ones I need to do for this little area. Yeah, I know, buddy. A big truck went down the road. Okay. All right, that's looking good. And maybe should add a couple more into here. No, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, there we go. And what, I dropped my resin, of course. I replaced my resin. Oh, well. Very slowly get this mixed together. Ah! Oh, excuse me. Just tick really quick. Where I can find a drop of resin. Here we go. And I break it. Of course I will. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, can't put the berries on there. It doesn't work that way. Ah! I think I need to find something that makes a bigger cursor so I can see where I'm aiming. I am so bad when it comes to that. See what I mean? So bad. You don't need to go up 4. You don't want that one to be taller than the rest. Oh, yay. Kerplunk. Okay, here we come back to the glowberries. And here, those aren't glowberries. Oh, that's right. This one I was going to change, leave natural. Okay. So I said we could probably fit one here. Here we go. Putting in blocks. We put in a lot of blocks. I'm starting to lose my mind. Get down in the hole. And bone meal to add the berries. And then fill up the hole. So this is where it gets a little bit chaotic because of the curvy path. I'm just going to quickly fill it out. Or actually lay it out, not so much fill it out. All right, that's looking good. We just got to fill it in. Drop down. Ah! That's what I get for trying to take... why are you here, Peg? Thank you. I don't think pigs are standard in wineries. This isn't a truffle farm. Not a truffle farm. I don't know, maybe I should throw the pig in to stomp on the grapes to turn them into wine. Could work. I don't think he wants to do that. Oh. Like how I suggested it, he ran the other way. That's not going to work. Trying to decide, should I bring those berries up? I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool if they blended together. It would break up the monotony of it. Okay, so we can't put any more there. As I said, I'm trying to have the vineyard go with the lay of the land and try to make, I think, to make the most use of the land. Now we're getting near that tree. So, you know what? I'm going to move some of the... I think it'll make for a nice transition. And we're still gonna kind of leave this little area open. Maybe we'll come on, later on, we'll put some wildflowers in it. And as I said, we're gonna transition, so we'll do a couple little ones here. Then, oh, not like that. Oh, that's gonna look really pretty. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish this second section of the vineyard complete, and yeah, depending how I feel, we may come over here and add our vineyard in through here. And then we'll go take a tour of our winery. I may cut it short and we may not fill in all the vineyard. I'm so bad at saying that. Because the repetition is starting to get to me. I really don't want to be a blathering fool. But on the same token, I would like to see how this looks complete. While we're not going to complete it this time around. This was a little bit more complex. I bit off a little bit more than I could chew tonight. But hey, it's going to happen because, as I said, I've never built anything like this before. It's a learning experience, and it was a lot of fun. I'm sure my secret lab is going to be another learning experience. If you guys have seen my previous videos on YouTube, you know I have made a lot of secret labs before, but this one I'm really going to go into a deep dive into and make like a proper evil, well, let's try to say a proper legit laboratory with not so legit motives. So I've been looking up all sorts of cool builds to do with it, to make for that. Just taking a quick look. As I said, I think right now we're going to do is we're just going to finish laying these out, so just putting the dirt in them, and then we'll take our tour. Because I'm starting to want to rush, and I don't want to mess this up. And I'm also starting to lose my way, as you guys can tell. Whoops. Whoops doops. I know I had some more I had to finish. Where are they? Ah, there they are. See what I mean about losing my way? That's how I know it's time for me to take a bit of a break, if not for the rest of the night, for at least like a half hour. Okay, so we're going to come back to the entrance because I want to give you guys the full effect of the tour. And what we'll leave the... Let me put something smaller. Let's put the berries in my hand. Oh, that is looking all so awesome. So awesome coming through the... Well, except for the grumblies. That is going to look very cool coming through here once we have all our vineyards laid out. And then as we're coming through the vineyards, we'll see this grand area. Says, I think the vineyards... Yeah, I think the vineyards will come up through here. Because then I said this whole area from here up will be the sweet berries. That's what they're called. They're not called sticky berries. So let's take a quick look from the outside. As you can see, I've got just a couple trapdoors for the windows. It does have a castle-like appearance. Kind of put some nice flower boxes up front, just something to make it a little bit nice, just to soften how it looks. It's regular stone bricks mixed with cracked bricks and some stone moss bricks. I did a custom door made out of all trapdoors. And kind of gave it a bit of an arch. I also added a tower. I kind of came overreaching. Not sure that's the correct way you build it. But I think it kind of looks cool sticking out over there with its vines hanging off. Almost kind of has like an Asian style roof. And that's black terracotta and green terracotta. I think that's called the green terracotta. Yeah, green terracotta bricks. If you come back here, on the back is the same. I just have colored lichen from the cottage core mod and a bit more of a Asian style roof. As you can see, we have copper pipes coming from the back. We have two towers coming off the back of it. And the sides really aren't interesting at the moment. I don't know if they really need a lot of decorations, per se. Because I think once I get in the vineyard and we add in, a couple more trees, I think that'll... I don't want to overdo it. So here is our pipes. So once I get everything done, and I kind of think I want the people that are working in that make the wine, I'm not sure how I want to color the clothing. Like, I was wondering if there's a way I could use the armor trims and mix it with the leather, dyeable leather armor, and make it look like their clothes were stained. So that's still work in the process. Here's the glowberry one. And here is the yellow one. And as you can tell, each of them have levels on them that state, how much wine is there. This one's... Why do I keep hearing weird noises? This one's full. Obviously, this one's half full. And this one's almost empty. So if we open here, we go down to our basement. Right now I have Fulbright on, so it's not creepy looking. Kind of threw some things down here to make it dirty. Got some dirt on the floor. This is actually the dye you use to color the items in the game. I have a 3D items resource pack. I just threw a bunch of cobwebs. And as you can see, this is our 3 barrels. Oh boy, this place is creepier than I intended. And we do have pipes leading from each of them. into these 3 barrels over here, complete with their own level readers too. And just like little levers that you can, you know, tell them to stop loading. Then you can just block them off. Or turn them on and have them pump up to, I've got another area they pump up to. That makes sense. Sounded like I was rambling there. I knew what I was trying to say in my head. So if we come up here. Close that. Oh, the wandering trader found me. Hooray. Why do I have... I thought I lit this area up. Apparently I did not. Either that or they're wine fanatics. There's no tasting today. No wine tasting today. Ow. 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 Yo. No free samples. Ow. Yeah, same for you, buddy. No free samples. Ow. Okay. So, we have stairs going up. And if we come in here, this is the bottling station. So they fill the pots here. And then from there, they take them over to their little bottling stations and fill up the bottles with the wine. Oh. And here we have the level readers. I should probably, I don't know, should I oxidize those? Or that kind of does look cool how it, but I probably shouldn't wax them. I do kind of like how they look. So, you know, before we're rudely had guests, over here is the bottle washing station. Ooh, we now have rotten flesh in there. That was not going to go well with the health department. So yeah, I did forget. If we come over here, I can change these to invisible item frames. I just forgot to do that. There we go. And I'm using potatoes as sponges. And then, you know, they got to do the same for the pots. And then I used you know, the Nifty Carts mod, just as decorations to have the bottles kind of tossed in there. It's a bit glitchy, but I also think it adds to the game. So then we have our horses waiting while the carts get loaded up. I did one that was kind of the different fruits, because I think not all the berries are going to make it to be wine. And then one that's just got, you know, maybe a cart that's supposed, not a cart, but a box that's supposed to go to someplace. And let's say the box broke, so he has some of the bottles spilt out. I did decorate some of the areas with the moss. Not moss, with the grass. I'm actually thinking I should probably come back and switch that out for moss. I mean, it's not going to be a lot of work, but looking back at it now. And same for over here. I made a little sitting area with the acacia tree and a nice little flower bed. I probably should change that out to moss. So we're going to go upstairs. And we have 2 storage areas here. So this is just like a bottle storage area and some of the jar area. I made it kind of messy because storage areas usually do get messy. It's just something a little fun to do. And if we come back over here, you know, we have some barrels. I don't know what's being stored in here, and it looks like somebody misplaced some bottles. And here is the storage area for what they would for the items they'd use for transporting the wine, like the barrels. You know, if a place ordered bottles, they put them in the box. And whoops. You don't want to see that. That's a mistake. We'll just cover up. That's the area where leading down to where they wash the bottles. So if we come over here and come back down, there's one other area I want to show you. So this is a pulley system, and that's when they raise and lower to bring the stuff up from the first floor down to the second, because I don't think those stairs are really safe to be walking on. So it's just made with oak logs, grindstones, and a chain. I just put a couple fences there to kind of make it act like a support. Whee! Oh no, don't fall in the cart. I didn't know if I'd break the cart if I did that. And then I just added all sorts of different items onto it. And oh, got my barrel there. Let's go out with a berry. Thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I'm hoping this weekend, I'm not 100% sure, to getting this build done. At least the vineyard done. Oh, look, the horse has faith in me. Yay! So just getting that done, and then maybe making a video of me adding the details to it. So thank you guys very much, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye!